The next morning, the War Council assembled before sunrise. Kenny had barely slept, not because he was tired, because his mind refused to stop working. The realization from the beach kept replaying, again, and again, and again. Now he stood at the head of the strategy room. Pines sat to his right, Lyra beside him, Celine beside her. Darius sat opposite them all. The room was quiet. Everyone could tell Kenny had figured something out. The only question was what. Kenny activated the holographic display. Immediately, House Rain territory appeared. Several planets, trade routes, military routes, defense grids, moon systems, everything. Then Kenny zoomed in, not on the homeworld, on the moon orbiting it. Everyone frowned. Pines spoke first. "Why are we looking at a moon?" Kenny smiled. "Because we're idiots." Silence. Lyra raised an eyebrow. "Excuse me?" Kenny enlarged the moon. Countless structures appeared. Huge complexes, massive relay towers, planetary communication arrays, data storage vaults, military command hubs. The room became quiet. Then Darius stood, slowly. The old warrior stared at the display. "Oh," Kenny nodded. "Exactly." The realization hit one by one. Celine spoke next. "They moved the core." Kenny nodded. "The main world isn't the brain. The moon is." He pointed toward the display. Every communication, another point, every command, every military authorization, every transportation network, every defense system, everything routes through this moon. The room sat stunned. Years of fighting, years of planning, years of intelligence gathering, and somehow nobody had connected it. Not fully, until now. Pines leaned back. "You're telling me, we don't hit the planet?" Kenny smiled. "We hit the motherboard." The room erupted into conversation, questions, suggestions, concerns. Darius eventually raised a hand. "Impossible." Everyone stopped. The old warrior pointed at the moon. "The defenses are insane." Another pause. Orbit cannons, detection systems, automated kill platforms. They'd destroy anything approaching. Kenny nodded. "I know." Another pause. "That's why we're not approaching." The room became quiet. The smile returned. The dangerous smile. The one that usually meant Kenny had thought too much. Everyone immediately became nervous. Pines pointed. "There it is." "What?" "The face." Another point. "The face you make before doing something ridiculous." Kenny ignored him, then activated another display. 2 ships appeared. The room stared. One massive, one much smaller, attached together. Nobody understood, at first. Then Kenny began explaining. The room slowly fell silent. The plan. The real plan. The insane plan. The beautiful plan. The first vessel would be enormous, heavily armored, loaded with false signatures, built to appear like the blackout delivery vessel. The moon defenses would identify it immediately, target it immediately, destroy it immediately, exactly as intended, because nobody would be aboard. Nobody. The entire thing would be a decoy, a sacrifice, a distraction. Then Kenny pointed toward the smaller vessel, hidden behind it, attached to its rear, almost invisible. The second ship, the actual carrier, the actual mission, the actual strike. Before entering defensive range, the smaller vessel would detach, not fully, just enough. Then use the larger vessel as cover. When the moon defenses fired, they'd destroy the front ship. The debris field would explode outward. Thousands of fragments, millions. Enough rubble to hide a smaller vessel. Enough chaos to confuse sensors. Enough destruction to create a blind spot. The room slowly began smiling. Pines laughed first, then Lyra, then Celine. Even Darius eventually started grinning. The old warrior pointed. "That's completely unfair." Kenny nodded. "I learned from House Rain." The room laughed. Hours later, the operation launched. No announcements, no speeches, no broadcasts, only silence. The 2 vessels entered House Rain territory. Automated systems guided them. No pilots, no crews, no risk. Just machines. The journey took nearly a full day. Reach Command monitored everything. The war room remained crowded. Nobody wanted to leave. Then finally, the moon appeared. The great machine. The hidden brain. The true heart of House Rain. Defense systems activated immediately. Just as predicted. Warning signals exploded across every screen. Target locks, weapon locks, threat assessments. The moon had seen them. The trap was working. The larger vessel continued forward. The smaller vessel detached, quietly, carefully, almost invisible. Then it drifted into the growing debris shadow. Seconds later, the moon fired. The screen became white. The decoy vessel disappeared, completely annihilated. Thousands of fragments exploded outward. Metal, armor, components, fire, chaos. The smaller vessel vanished into it all, hidden, protected, ignored. The moon defenses celebrated too early, exactly as Kenny hoped. The second vessel continued moving, deeper, closer, closer, closer. Nobody spoke, nobody breathed. Then, the firing solution completed. The EMP launched, a single pulse, a single burst, a single moment. Then silence. The waves spread, across the moon, across the homeworld, across every relay, every network, every military system, every command structure, every advanced ship, every transport hub, every orbital defense station, every military communication array, everything. Gone. The screens throughout the war room exploded with alerts. Planet after planet disappearing from the network. Military systems failing, command systems failing, navigation systems failing, defense systems failing. House Rain was blind, House Rain was deaf, House Rain was isolated. The planet drills, offline, transportation, offline, fleet coordination, offline, planetary defenses, offline. The entire dynasty had just been thrown backwards generations. Not completely. Power still existed. Basic utilities still existed. Homes still functioned. Food systems still worked, but advanced civilization? Gone. The war room erupted. Cheers, laughter, celebration, years of planning, years of fighting, years of sacrifice, all culminating in one perfect strike. Pines nearly tackled Kenny. Lyra actually cried. Celine kissed him. Darius looked 20 years younger. Then Kenny activated his communicator. One final task remained. The transmission connected. Lord Rain appeared. Chaos erupted behind him. People shouting, officers screaming, emergency lights flashing. Nothing worked. Nothing. Lord Rain looked completely insane. Kenny. The words sounded murderous. Kenny smiled. Hey, Dad. The older man slammed a fist onto a console. You did this. Another shout echoed behind him. Another officer ran past. The chaos continued. Kenny looked impressed. Bit busy? Lord Rain practically snarled. I swear to you, I will destroy everything, everyone, every person you love, every planet. I will burn your entire empire to the ground. The room behind Kenny became silent, waiting, watching. Then Kenny smiled. The smile of someone who'd already won. Bit hard to do that. A pause. When your toaster is the most advanced piece of technology left. Silence. Then the call disconnected. Lord Rain had apparently thrown something at the screen. The war room exploded into laughter. Even Darius nearly fell out of his chair. For several minutes, nobody could stop laughing. The tension, the fear, the years of pressure, finally released. Eventually, Kenny calmed down, then made another call. The Emperor appeared almost instantly. The ruler of humanity looked curious, then noticed everyone's faces, the smiles, the celebration, the relief. The Emperor raised an eyebrow. What happened? Kenny smiled. The blackout worked. Silence. Then the Emperor smiled. Slowly, dangerously, understanding immediately. Kenny folded his arms. House Rain is harmless. Another pause. For now. The Emperor stared for several seconds, then laughed. Long, hard, relieved. For the first time in years, the end was finally visible, and somewhere in the darkness of the galaxy, Lord Rain stood surrounded by failing systems, broken communications, dead technology, and the terrifying realization that Kenny Reach had just stolen the future from House Rain.